back guys, we're going to go through page 4 now. It's the same topic, compound interest and depreciation, just some slightly different styles of questions. Right, let's start with this one. A water tank holds 500 litres. The tank begins to leak water and is losing 14% of its contents every hour. So what would be the multiplier for a decrease of 14%? 100% minus 14% would be 86%. The multiplier would be 0.86. So this would give me how much water is in the tank after 1 hour, but it wants to know how much would be in the tank after 8 hours. So I need to do this to the power of 8. And that is 149.6 litres. Okay. Carrie invests £800 for 4 years at 3% interest per year. So if it doesn't tell you it's compound interest, then or simple interest, then it is compound. It's actually very hard to find any real life accounts out there nowadays that pay simple interest. So if it doesn't tell you, it's compound interest. How much interest does she earn? So just spotted that bit of the question. So there's a moral for you. Read the question. It doesn't say how much will she have in her account at the end of the year. So if we increase this by 4%, we're timesing by 1.04. Sorry, ignore that. Increasing by 3%, so 1.03 to the power of 4 years. That'll tell us how much she's got altogether. And that's 9,004. Oops, I've done 8,000. Sorry, ignore that. It's £900 and 41 pence when we round it. But how much interest has she earned? Therefore, we need to take away the original amount, and what's left will be the interest. So that's £100 and 41 pence interest. Okay, Liam invests £400 in an account paying compound interest 4% per annum. After how many years will he have more than £500? So another different style of question here is asking how many years will it take to be bigger than £500. So I'll show you a good way of doing this. We want to increase by 4%. Now if I just did this once on my calculator, I've got a feeling the answer won't just be 1 year. No, that would give us £416. Now, I then have to start the next year with that. And I can't really do to the power of whatever. I could set this up on a calculator with a power that I just keep increasing by 1 each time until I've found the number of years. I'm going to show you another way of doing it. So it's not even after 2 years. Okay, so I'm just going to dot. So that's 1 year, 2 years. Okay, but here's another way of doing it. If you type in 400 on your calculator and press equals, it will remember that that is the answer. Now, straight away, press times by 1.04, and on your calculator screen it should now say ANS times 1.04, and that's going to times that answer, which remember is 400, by 1.04. So if you press equals, you should get 416. Now you'll notice on your calculator screen it still says ANS times 1.04, but now it's going to use 416 as that previous answer. So if you press equals again, it should now say, when we press the S to D button, it should now say £432.64. So what we've got to do is just remember how many times we've pressed equals, okay, until we get to more than £500. So if we press it a third time, it gives 449. I'll write these down, but you don't really need to. And that's 95 pence. Oops. That was when n equals 3, sorry. Press it a fourth time. 467 pounds 94. Press it a fifth time, we get 486 pounds 66. Press it a sixth time, and we get 506 pounds 13 pence. So 6 years was the answer. Okay. The value of a car decreases by 7.2% each year. When bought, the car cost £6,200. How many years will it take the car to have a value less than 1,000? So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to type in 6,200 and press equals on the calculator. Okay, that will then register that as the previous answer. We're then going to immediately press answer times, now to decrease by 7.2%, that would leave 92.8%, which is 0.928 as our multiplier. And we're going to keep pressing equals. And just remember how many times we press it until the answer is less than 1,000. So once, no, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 times. Hopefully you got the same thing. When a ball is dropped, it bounces and then rises. The ball rises to 90% of the height from which it was dropped. The ball is dropped from a height of 4 meters. So the height after the first bounce, we're decreasing this by 10% or multiplying it by 0.9. And that will give 3.6 meters. After the second bounce, we're going to start with 3.6. And we're going to multiply by 0.9. And that gives 3.24 meters. The ball carries on bouncing, each time rising to 90% of the last rise. For how many bounces does it rise to height greater than 1 meters? Okay, so I'm going to go back to the start. I'm going to type in 4. I'm going to press equals. And that will remember that as the previous answer. And then going to press times 0.9. And I'm going to just remember how many times I press equals. Okay, so after once, I've got 3.6, of course. After twice, I've got 3.24. 3 times, 2.916. 4 times, 2.62. 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times, 11 times, 12 times, 13 times. Now I'm still above 1 meter here. If I press it a 14th time though, that is less than a meter. So 13 bounces give me a height greater than 1 meter. But after that, it's less than a meter. So just make sure you read the question carefully. And finally, at the beginning of 2009, the value of a company was this. In 6 years, the value of this company increased to this. This is equivalent to an increase of X% each year. Okay, so we started with the original amount. We times by some multiplier, okay, and it's an increase. Now, I'm not going to use X, I'm just going to use Y or something, okay? So I'm going to call my multiplier Y. Okay, I'll come back to this in a minute. And it was over 6 years this happened, and the company is now worth 325,000. So I'm going to rearrange this to try and find what Y is. So the first thing I would do to both sides of this is divide by 250,000. So Y to the power of 6 is, if I do that on a calculator, divide by 250,000, 1.3. Now, I don't want to know what y to the power of 6 is, I want to know what y is. So to figure out what y is, I would then do the 6th root of that. I'm going to need a calculator to do this, definitely. So that should be above a button which lets you basically raise x to any power. You have to use the second function, or shift. So the 6th root of 1.3 is 1.04469, etc. Okay, and this is my multiplier. So from this I can find out the percentage increase. Okay, so remember anything above 1 is the percentage increase. So I'm going to times this by 100, and this is 104.469%. So that's the percentage of the original value of the company that it now is. So it's an increase of x is 4 point, and it just wants two significant figures. So 4 point, and if we round this, that would give me 5. 4.5%. Okay, thanks for watching.